You know, the internet is just this huge, sprawling place. And every once in a while, in some forgotten corner, you stumble across something really strange. Something that just doesn't add up. And, well, this is the story of one of those discoveries.
I mean, think about it. It just goes against everything we think we know about why people create things online, right? You make stuff to be seen, to get a reaction, to connect with people. But what if that wasn't the point? What if the work itself was everything? All right, so our investigation starts with the discovery of what really feels like a digital ghost town. It's this huge, carefully built world with almost nobody in it.
Okay, so the channel's name is Steezus Christie. And on this channel, we found these two massive playlists. One called Don Claudio, and the other, Truth Every Bit of It. And we're not just talking about a few dozen videos here. These things are sprawling archives, like someone's personal library of the mind.
But to really get a handle on the sheer scale of what we're looking at, you gotta see the raw data. The numbers here, well, they tell a pretty wild story all on their own.
So that first playlist, Don Claudio, it has a whopping 614 videos. Just let that sink in for a second. For most people on YouTube, that's an entire career's worth of content right there.
And believe it or not, that's not even the end of it. The second playlist, Truth Every Bit of It, throws another 568 videos on the pile.
So you add all that up, and what do you get?
One single channel with 1,182 separate videos. That is just a staggering amount of work for one person. But here's the kicker. This is where it gets really strange. The total number of views across all 1,000 plus of those videos is just a little over 17,000.
And wow, this chart right here, it just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you have this absolute mountain of videos, 1,182 of them. And then over on the right, you can barely even see that little sliver. That's the average number of views for each one, about 14. It's like someone's screaming into the void, and nobody's screaming back. Okay, so we've got the what down, this huge library of unseen videos. But what is this stuff? To even begin to understand that, we have to look at the language being used. I mean, just the titles of these videos are a total trip. You'll get something that sounds kind of poetic, maybe a little apocalyptic, like Roman Candle Judgment. Okay, interesting. And then, boom, you get hit with something totally out of left field with this dark, weird sense of humor. I can't believe it's not Murder, Volume 1.
Then, just when you think you have a handle on it, it pivots hard into something super technical. The Eschaton in Verilog. I mean, that's combining end-of-the-world theology with a hardware description language for designing computer chips? What?
And finally, just to make sure your brain is completely scrambled, you get this masterpiece, a reference to the fans of Insane Clown Posse. Act like juggalos don't know how magnets work. So you look at all this, and your first thought is, this is just random noise, right? A stream of consciousness. But is it? Or could there actually be some kind of hidden logic here? A worldview that ties all these wild ideas together?
Well, it turns out, if you actually start sifting through these hundreds and hundreds of titles, something amazing happens. A really clear, really consistent pattern starts to show up. And this is the big reveal. This is where it all clicks. The titles aren't random at all. They actually fall very neatly into three specific categories. Look here. On one side, you've got fringe science stuff. Then in the middle, it's all about fervent faith, specifically Islamic theology. And then, way over on the other side, this deep, very specific obsession with juggalo culture. It's all there. So what we're really looking at here, it's not chaos. It's a system. It's a whole worldview. Yeah, it's a bizarre one for sure, but it's this incredibly consistent tapestry woven from three threads you'd never expect to see together: French physics, Islamic end times prophecy, and the Insane Clown Posse.
Okay, so now that we kind of get what this is, the question of why someone would do this becomes even more fascinating. And that brings us to the most human part of this whole mystery, the person behind it all. It really all boils down to this one simple, incredible fact. Some person, somewhere out there, poured thousands of hours of their life into making all of this for pretty much nobody. An audience of almost zero.
So why? Why do it? You know, you start to wonder. Is it like a diary that was never meant to be read?
Or maybe a message in a bottle just tossed out into the digital ocean for someone someday to find? Or is the work itself the point? Like an act of devotion, where an audience is completely beside the point.
And that's really the idea I want to leave it with here. Our entire internet is built on algorithms that are begging for likes, for shares, for comments. Everything is about getting an audience. So in a world like that, maybe, just maybe, creating something huge and personal and complex, with zero expectation that anyone will ever see it, maybe that's the most authentic human thing you can do online anymore. Maybe we were never supposed to see it at all.